All right, so you guys ready to start the podcast?
Yeah.
I don't have the opening bit.
Why? What do you mean you don't have what opening? How would there be an opening bit?
Well, aren't there executives or producers or Dolores?
How on earth would you make this movie more crazy? How would you exaggerate this film?
I don't know. I guess we just have to make up some crazy opening bit on the fly instead, where we just say, what movie are we doing?
The Room.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This, the only podcast to record the best fucking show in the history of the goddamn world, but then they fuck it up in editing and leave fans asking the questions, why would you make this?
Is my mic off? Is that, or is yours off? Is that?
I don't know. It's all...
Is anyone's on? Check. Am I check? Checkity check.
I'm Jimmy Time. I'm joined by my co-host, Jay Delta. What it is, sir?
What it is indeed.
We're also joined by someone who's been here before, but it's been a while.
A long while.
Skylar, the comic guy. Although I don't know if you really are that anymore.
Nah.
Not really, no.
I jump from name to name.
So what's your moniker now? Do you have one?
Dr. Isaac Yankum.
Okay.
DDDS.
DDD? What's that?
One more D. Don't ask.
Don't
That's what the D stands for.
don't ask dental whatever the actual DDS stands for, because I don't know. All right. So we watched The Room, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I didn't.
Well, I viewed it.
I've never seen it before, and I watched it. I guess this is what The Room is.
Yeah, well, it is a 2003 drama about Johnny is a successful banker who lives happily in San Francisco townhouse with his fiancée Lisa. One day, inexplicably, she gets bored with him and decides to seduce his best friend Mark. From there, nothing will be the same again. Yeah, was that what you watched?
He's a banker? I didn't know that's what it was. I knew he was a businessman of some sort.
They do establish, like, he talks about, no, I make a great loan at the bank. I make lots of money.
I make happy sex and money times. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, yes.
I knew he saved bundles, but I didn't know in banking. I didn't know that's what he did.
Bundles of money?
Yeah, that's what he said. I saved them bundles all the time. Like, I didn't know what that meant, but I was like, all right, money, finances, he's in a suit. Okay.
I bundle up wood and I save them.
I saved all the
I put them
bundles.
in the shed. I never get credit. All right, so this film was released July 22nd, 2003 in the U.S., and surprisingly, is still being debuted at film festivals to this day.
Jeez.
Really?
Yeah, they're still debuting at, like, Tribeca's and, like
Tommy
internationals
Wiseau is going around?
Yeah. Oh, even worse, which, fuck it, there's no way you can ruin this movie, so I'll state it right now. This movie is still, to this day, being shown in, like, actual theaters, like in New York and stuff like that. Tommy Wiseau shows up to them sometimes and just answers questions at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And just go, yeah, why not? They've got nothing else.
Yeah, sure, okay, why not?
Yeah, it's almost like a cult following now. They have people dressed up in costumes.
Yeah, I
now
know
and
they
shit.
do, like, the whole Rocky Horror
Yeah.
thing, and...
Jeez.
I don't know why, but when I heard that, I was like, ew. Okay, grow up, all you.
Yeah, it's like they grow and throw plastic spoons at the screen.
Yeah, and like count how many times somebody says, "You're my best friend."
Yeah. That's gross.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
Don't do that.
Don't stop it.
Even though those are probably the people who specifically would want to.
Oh. Whoops. All right, so this film was absolutely not lost in translation.
No?
No. Despite coming out like everywhere in the world, it was called like literally in English, The Room in Italy.
Okay.
And it was called Room, like whatever the Siberian word for room is in Siberia. Like, that's it.
Oh.
So it was not lost in translation at all.
There's the room.
Then, of course, that won't explain why it made what it made, which, out of a budget of an estimated $6 million,
How?
I don't know. They made $9,600,000
Oh
plus.
my god.
Well, I did hear how that might have happened, which was Tom Wiseau apparently went and bought all the equipment for the movie instead of renting anything. He purchased it all.
Oh my god.
So he didn't rent. He owns it all
Holy
still
crap.
to this day.
Yep, that's probably what it was. That's 100% probably what it was. And this is a spoiler.
Am I saying that right?
for the next
Wuzzo?
Wizzo?
Wizzo?
Wazao.
You know what?
Tommy
It's probably
Wiz-
Wazao
Wazao.
because of something that happens with the Troy McClure hour. So let's go to the best hour.
Our favorite hour.
Our favorite hour. The Troy McClure hour. Oh, hi! I'm Troy McClure. You'll recognize me from such films made by directors who were secretly scumbags, such as the Roman Polanski home video catalog, or O.J. Simpson's The White Horse of Freedom. So Tommy Wiseau plays Tommy. You'll recognize him as TW from the 2011 television series The Tommy Y Show.
Oh my god, he had a show.
So like the Tommy Y Show. So Tommy Y Show. I think that's how you.
Oh no!
Yeah.
no!
No, hang on, guys. I didn't tell you what the show's about yet. He was kidnapped by aliens and now is forced to play video games during an interview show. Yeah, he conducts an interview
In
and
space?
plays, and I didn't.
Or they
watch
brought him
it.
back down.
No, I think it's inside. I don't. The cover is all like moonlight and green, and
I wonder if this is like a Galaxy Quest thing, where they're like, "This is our favorite interview thing."
No,
or
I don't think it's that deep.
I think it's Tommy going, YouTube video games. Okay,
people like.
Yeah.
I put on.
I put on the
I
game videos.
yeah, let's just
All right, you'll also recognize him as Linton in the 2015 Samurai Cop 2 Deadly Vengeance. Yeah, I know. And most recently, President Roman in the 2017 short Car Bots. Greg Sestero?
nailed it.
Sestero. I like
Yeah.
it.
Sure. Okay. Plays Mark. You recognize him as young Tolan from the 1999 Retro Puppet Master. You'll also recognize him as Roach in Ed TV, which I haven't seen either of those things, but I think he's a puppeteer.
No, Ed TV was that weird, like, it came out around the same time as Truman Show, but it was Matthew McConaughey instead, and instead of it being a secret TV show, it was just a show about a regular guy.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't...
I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of like Joe's Apartment.
Yeah, you think that show's a part
Yep, that's what I was thinking of.
Thinking too hard about roaches.
Also, a movie I've never seen. Damn you, Blockbuster Home Video! Making me memorize the titles of films I've never been interested in.
You remember the cover? It was like Joe opening the door and all the roaches
Roaches
looking
were like,
up
ah!
at
His
him.
girlfriend was behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, the whole thing, yeah. I'll say it again in case you thought I was joking. Damn you, Blockbuster Home Video! Most recently, you will recognize him, not yet, as the casting agent in the 2017 The Disaster Artist.
Yes.
Which comes out... No, that's wrong.
Okay.
Which comes out December 8th, so it's not out yet. But
That's the new James Franco joint.
The Disaster Artist is a movie based on the book, The Disaster Artist, written by George Sestero, entirely about the filming of this movie.
Yeah.
So I should point out now that a lot of the things that we learn or I tell you, it comes from IMDb via his book.
Via his book.
Via his mouth, via this movie.
The experience.
It's just a loop. It's just a continuous loop.
Via the Tommy Wise Show.
Yeah.
Wise Show.
The Wii Show.
Finally, Juliette Danielle plays Lisa. I do not like that she has two first names. You'll recognize her as Rebecca in the 2013 Dead Kansas, Debbie in the 2013 The Trouble with Barry, and most recently, Juliette in 2 episodes of the 2016 series, The Room Actors, Where Are They Now?
Most notable.
Like, let's say she was a young starting actress. Let's just pretend
That is,
right.
she was.
So
Yes.
At the time.
topless and like so many sex scenes like ruined it. Like I honestly, I was like, wait a minute. I thought The Room was a movie. I didn't know it was a softcore porn. Like I thought it was like the old Skinemax, way back when the only porn you could watch is like late night on Stars. Yeah. That garbage.
Yeah. And then you'd watch it and you go, yeah. And then after 5 minutes you go, I'm an idiot. I keep thinking maybe they'll show something, but they don't. And then I watch it again. What the hell's wrong with me? So you can see the full cast and crew at imdb.com. Would you guys like to start the film?
I don't think I have a choice.
Actually, you don't.
No.
So, let's start the film. Shots of California.
I'd like to think this opens the same way as like Family Matters does. That's the only thing I kept hearing in the background.
Are they from L.A.? Where are they from?
Yeah, they're from
That's
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
It's the same
okay,
place,
wherever.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no,
No, that's
Full
Full House you're thinking of, right?
Oh, what did I say?
Family Matters.
Family Matters.
Yeah, it's all the same show.
They're from
just,
Chicago.
just different color.
Was a big difference.
Yeah.
One's like just a regular beat cop, and one's like a successful TV host, and like his rock and roll brother-in-law and a famous voice actor. Yeah, totally equal.
Well,
Just
when you explain it like
separate
that.
but equal, right? That's what it's.
Is that okay or not okay? Because what was it that happened? Like the Grammys or the Oscars where they were like the hidden fences thing? And they're like, that's racism. But what if you misplace a white cast with a black cast? Is that racist? Like you're like, oh, you're not even paying attention to our show, but somehow you think we're good enough to be all in that white show? Like, how do you? I don't. How dare you offend us? But thank you for doing that. So yes, Shots of California are in a cut with credits, bringing us Johnny. He bought his girlfriend a dress. Lisa is the girlfriend. She tries on the dress. She goes upstairs. Cut to sometime later. She comes down with the dress, shows it off. Ooh, nice dress. Then in walks who I think is Danny, but I'm pretty sure is named Denny.
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 Correct.
Like
yes.
he grows up and owns a successful.
No, that's
You get the
exactly.
joke. I'm not finishing it. It's just me, but already the camera shots and like the quality and the music, and I go, this movie feels like a Goosebumps episode.
Oh my god, it felt TV quality.
Yeah, it felt not only TV quality, 1993 Canadian kids show quality. That's what it felt like already. We're like a minute in.
Oh, this is just like a really weird Degrassi episode.
It's the episode where both Jay and Bob show up and Drake gets shot. It's a mashup. Everything happens at once. So, yeah, Danny walks in. Again, I'm already off of the film because he walks in and I go, that man just entered the room unconvincingly. I don't believe that he really entered the room.
Clearly, he was just standing on the other side of the door.
Oh my god. So, Johnny and his girlfriend go upstairs to take a nap. Wink, wink. But Denny wants to join them. They're like, no, don't join us. So they go upstairs and he eats an apple and then follows them.
Yeah.
Doesn't he try to go with what was his name? Tommy?
Tommy, yeah.
Doesn't he try to go with him by
Johnny.
himself?
Sorry,
Oh,
Johnny.
Johnny. Doesn't he try to go with him by himself?
Yeah, Johnny's
It's
like,
I think I should go join him in
I'm
bed.
gonna take a nap. And he's like, I think I'll join you. I was like, what?
Yeah. Because I thought Denny was like their adopted kid, younger brother. Like there's some...
I know that, but not until like an hour and 17 minutes into the film.
I thought there was a weird love triangle at first. I didn't know his age.
At this point in the film, I was going, God damn LA and their rampant homeless homosexuals kicking in your doors, trying to start three-ways. Everywhere. They're everywhere. I hate it.
How do you think couch surfing works?
Yes. You go in, you have a couch? You have anywhere else I can sleep in? I mean on? So, yeah, they go upstairs.
That's my favorite, that he follows them up anyway.
I
But
love
not
that
immediately!
They go upstairs and the shot just sticks on Denny, like.
And again, he unconvincingly eats an apple. Because everything he does is unconvincing. Goes upstairs. I don't know if you noticed it. No apple, it's gone. The apple's gone. He dropped it on the stairs, I guess, halfway up.
Put it in his pocket.
Upstairs, the three have a pillow fight on the bed.
Worst pillow fight.
So, like, when I first saw Denny, I was like, oh, either son or younger brother. Okay. First thought, then I was confused. Now I'm like, oh, like, this is a thing. The three of them is a thing.
Yeah.
They're all pillow fighting
It had
together.
to-
So.
right, yeah. Right, and Johnny's like, oh, why don't you go, don't you have homework to do? And he's like, I just like to watch it, guys.
Now I'm back to, like,
I don't know what's going on.
brother?
And they're like, oh, come on, three's a crowd, you know what I mean? Get out of here. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll go do homework.
Maybe it's just his young ward.
Well,
Like his Dick Grayson.
I want to point out that according to Tommy Wiseau himself, Denny has some sort of mental disorder, which explains his behavior for the film. But Philip Haldeman, the guy who plays Denny, was never told about this. So it doesn't explain any of his actions. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Denny leaves, and they start kissing, and I go, all right, I get it, they're lovers. And
Yeah.
they kiss more, and they fuck 5 minutes into this movie. Full on.
I don't know what the plot is, anything has happened.
No, but there was definite penetration during, like, there's
Inner
no,
belly button, maybe.
Yeah.
There was some weird positioning.
Yeah.
No, but like,
Without a doubt. As awkward as the scene was, the most uncomfortable part was Tommy climbs on top and starts kissing her, and then you see his knee move in and force her legs over.
yeah.
So, yeah, they rub each other behind mosquito netting and play with a rose and make love. And I really shouldn't be commenting on people's bodies, but Tommy Wiseau's body looks like it was sculpted from clay, but then dropped on the carpet.
I was gonna say, he looks uncomfortably ripped. I didn't like the...
But also, his skin isn't tight against his body.
No.
Despite the fact that you can see every single one of his muscles.
Those muscles hang, though.
It's so weird.
Like, you know how, like, a dead body, after a while, the skin starts to droop?
Yes, we all know dead bodies. Yeah, everyone does that. Yeah. So yeah, there's thrusting, there's moaning, there's lady tits, there's male ass. Afterwards, Lisa turns the lights off and Johnny falls asleep and they cuddle. Juliette Daniel, the actress who plays Lisa, thought that the sex scenes were going to be a couple of seconds. However, the first sex scene was nearly 6 minutes long before they cut it in half.
Oh, no.
And she didn't know about this until it happened.
Again, there was some kind of pennant, like, he was really thrusting. It was uncomfortable to watch.
Well, to make it more uncomfortable, after the sex scene, Tommy Wiseau went, oh my god, that's great, I'm gonna write another one. Also, in my mind, he's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Wow.
Because that's the only accent I can do. But yeah, he tried to write another one, and Juliette Daniel was like, no, definitely not. No. Not even a negotiating no. Straight no.
Was I the only one, like, 1,000% creeped out by the fact that mid-lovemaking, he would, like, and give this weird fucking rape chuckle.
Oh my god. He, like, there's so many times in this movie where he'll do something, and it'll take a second, and they'll go, I'm great. Like, he'll just, yeah, I did it.
All right, we know that scene.
Yes, that is probably exactly what it is. It's probably him corpsing in the middle of a scene and going, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I got it, guys. So, I loved this visual action in the film. After a passionate night of lovemaking, the alarm clock goes off, and it awakens Johnny. So Johnny picks up the alarm clock off the floor, shuts it off, and puts it back in its proper place on the floor, apparently. It's just weird. So Johnny leaves for work. Lisa stays in bed. we go to the living room later sometime. Lisa's mom arrives, and Lisa says, "Oh, I don't love Johnny anymore."
Wow.
Because he's boring.
That was...
Fooled me.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Why is he boring? Because he's going to buy me a house. That's legit. Her mom goes, "But he's going to buy you a house." And she goes, "Yeah, that's why he's boring." And I go, no.
That's the definition right there.
He has a job. He wants to buy me a house.
What?
Ugh.
Where is the spontaneity of figuring out where we're going to sleep every night? Huh? I mean, where is the joyous mystery of wondering, is this food that we're eating out of these garbage cans? Enough of this bourgeoisie clash bullshit, son! Eviscerate the proletariat! Again, these are all Lisa's views and ideas. So, Mom gives her the gross, hard facts of, you've been with him for 5 years, you said you loved him, he buys you stuff, you're not getting any younger. Well, goodbye. Oh my gosh. Meeting her mom, you go, oh, she's definitely warped. There's no way she came out normal after that.
Nope.
No. So we go to a phone call. For me, this is where the film starts to go, I got no clue what's going on. I have no clue what's going on. Lisa calls some guy and goes, "Hey, baby, my mom is lecturing me about Johnny again." And the guy picks up and goes, "Hello?" Hey, can we talk later? It seems like this is the second time he's ever talked to her.
She just dialed like some old dude from high school.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like, that's not where it stops, because then he's like, "Can we talk later?" Which, first off, he goes, "I'm busy, can we talk later?" He's clearly sitting in traffic. Yeah. Clearly. Also, sitting in traffic on a house phone. I don't know if you noticed that. It's a house phone. I saw the little metal chargers on the bottom where it sticks into the dock. I was like,
that's $6 million budget.
Yeah! I'll mention this now. They went so far, like, over the budget with it that eventually they just started getting, like, scenery and, like, props from thrift stores.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
So, I'm busy. Can we talk later? She says, "You always say that. Plus, you owe me one." And I go, this is clearly the second time he's ever... What does he owe you? But apparently he does owe her. He goes, "Okay, what do you want to talk about?" She goes, "My mom's a stupid bitch."
Whoa!
"I'm going to do what I want, when I want. Come over tomorrow at noon." All right. So, there's like a good 30% of this film is people going, "Hey, meet me at this place at this time. Okay, bye."
Yeah.
So, in the living room, that guy that we were just talking to comes over. Lisa gives him wine and takes off her just like her outer top, like, "It's hot in here. Mind if I take this off?" He's like, "All right." And in a room that's poorly lit with no sound coming out of it, he goes, "Wow, the candles, the music. I mean, what is this?
What music is playing?"
There's none of that. Lisa calls him lover boy and herself his girl, and he says, "Johnny's my best friend."
So, they've never slept together before, right? I don't know. She's putting off the vibes as though, yes, this has happened numerous times, at least one other time.
No. As far as I'm concerned?
Yeah, because he was very it was a big fight and battle.
Yeah.
For the first time, on camera at least. And then there was no problem after that.
Yes. I would say, if anything, maybe they did it once, and this was the awkward second time, but she was like, "Son, we do this every Sunday. Like, pants off, let's go." So he goes to leave, but she stops him and says that she doesn't love Johnny anymore, and she doesn't want to get married, and she needs to be saved. And the guy says, "Everything's going to be fine, I promise." And he goes to leave, but instead they kiss and go upstairs to fuck.
I'm also pretty sure he's like, "What are you talking about? Johnny's a great guy." Because if there's one thing that happens, fucking everybody talks up Johnny in this movie.
Everybody loves Johnny. People walking past him in the street.
Like,
"Johnny, you're great." Like, I don't get it.
He goes in, "Okay, Johnny, you're my favorite cousin."
Forced it.
Oh, man. So, yeah, they go upstairs and fuck, and what? 9 minutes into this film, we have a second
sex scene.
Yeah, you don't see anything this time, though. It's just mostly neck up. The reason for that is because George Stabista, whatever, wasn't comfortable, so Tommy was always like, all right, you can keep your pants on. So it was only from the waist up. After the sex scene, Mark's like, oh, why'd you do this to me? Johnny's my best friend.
Why did you do this to me?
You tricked me.
Lisa says she loves Johnny. And Mark says, we can't do this anymore. And Lisa says, I know, because Johnny's your best friend. Then Mark says, this will be our secret. And they kiss! What? So far, in every scene, every character has immediately contradicted everything they've said.
Nobody knows what they're doing.
Nobody has any clue what their motive is.
It's called an inner struggle. Come on.
But it's all outer. It's all very visible and confusing. This very short scene has a surprising amount of information about it. We go to a flower shop. Johnny buys flowers and pets a dog. That's the whole scene.
Hi, doggy.
Well, first off, the woman in the flower shop wasn't an actress, actually owned the flower shop.
Okay.
Believe it.
Second off, according to the book, Tommy Wiseau, upon seeing the dog, asked it if it was the real thing. Tommy wanted to know if it was a real dog. He didn't know.
He couldn't stare at it long enough?
Oh my god.
To be fair, that line, oh, hi, doggy, improvised. Because nobody noticed the dog was there before they started filming. Nobody.
Wow.
And then suddenly, Tommy noticed it and went, oh, hi, doggy. And
No, keep rolling.
So natural.
As, according to the book, he took a liking to the doggy and was fascinated by its cuteness and quietness.
Fascinated.
Look at this creature here.
I mean, what is it? It could be anything. Is it like a wingless owl?
Oh my god, look how many ears it has. Tommy, it has 2 ears.
I know, it's crazy. Just like a human, wow! Oh my gosh. So we go into the living room, and it's so weird, because one half of the living room is dark, and it really looks like it's nighttime. And Lisa orders a pizza, and then there's a knock at the door, and she goes over to the other half of the living room, which has a window, and it's daylight, broad daylight out! It's Denny.
Well, maybe the house lays on a time zone.
Also a fault line, because that's a thing I heard once. Yeah, Denny shows up looking for Johnny. He's not here, so he hits on Lisa, and then she refuses sex, and I'm like, homos! Johnny arrives home, and he's upset because he didn't get the raise, and the company is using him for a fool. Yeah. Lisa is like, you know what, you need a drink. Let's get drunk. He's like, but I don't drink. And she's like, you'll drink this if you love me. And he does.
Yeah. Okay, well.
And this is clearly a rape scene.
Yeah.
All of it. So they get super, super drunk. So drunk they can barely stand up. And so they decide to go upstairs and make love to each other.
Fuck again.
They fuck again.
How long? 20 minutes in and we're at the third section?
I think this is like 25 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know if I was the only one that noticed this, but if you put both those sex scenes side by side, they're the same exact sex scene.
Yes.
They're scene for scene, the same exact sex scene.
Because when I said that Tommy Wiseau loved the sex scene and wanted to write another one, he did!
But she didn't film
And then she went, no! And so they went, alright, we'll just splice it together.
I noticed it right away.
Yeah.
Just put it all backwards.
Yeah. It ends the same way, but fades out sooner. That's all they did. We suddenly jump to the next day? Or later?
See, well, was it the afternoon? Was that just like afternoon sex and this is the evening?
Yeah. So, in the living room, Lisa is organizing a birthday party for Johnny, and her mother might come. Even though we've established that she may like Johnny more than her own daughter.
And, like, I mean, everybody lives, like, in one little cul-de-sac, right?
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. It really seems like Lisa lives in a house, but later on, Lisa says that Mark lives in the same building as them.
Yeah, they did say he lived upstairs.
yeah,
like, in an
but-
upstairs apartment.
But they never show that. Also, upstairs is their room.
The roof as well.
And so like, what upstairs? We never see anything between the bedroom and the roof. But apparently, he lives in a singularity universe between there.
And so does Denny.
The little.
Yeah, I don't know. No, he lives outside and like just because
Well,
he
he's
comes in the front door.
paying. He's paying for his apartment.
What was
but
the
it's a separate
floor?
apartment.
What floor was it in? John Malkovich. He lives in that one. The little.
Oh, the little,
The little
in
one.
between one, yeah. Okay, so long as he has the door. Oh, he does have a door, but it only goes into Lisa.
Goodness.
Or no, maybe it goes into Mark. That makes more sense.
Hi, Mark.
Ooh. What, Danny? Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, I don't know why. I thought you were Danny. So, yes, her mother might come, but never mind about that, because, man, does she hate men. Her brother, her ex-husband, Lisa's father.
they're all
Not
giving
Johnny,
a
though. Johnny's great.
No,
I love
Johnny's
the best.
Johnny, oh my God, he makes so much money. He's gonna buy you a house. He's the greatest.
But Lisa's like, no, he's not great. He drank, and he hit me last night. And Mom's like, none of that makes sense.
Yeah. Where's the bruise?
Also, even if he did, you should still get married.
Look, every once in a while, accidents happen.
Mom, he hit me. I don't love him anymore. You can't survive off love. It's like, what happened?
Yeah. And then the scene ends the same way. Every scene where Lisa has a confrontation with somebody, Lisa suddenly shuts down and goes, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Even and especially if she brings it up.
Yes! Why are you acting like a jerk? Oh, because you're driving me crazy! I don't want to talk about it anymore. What?
It works.
And everybody in this film's insane. They're all legit doctor hospital insane.
Mother, I hate Johnny. Why? I don't want to talk about it. What? Okay.
I mean, you might have to be pretty insane to have a doctor named Dr. Hospital.
Yeah. What was that? A good 13 seconds after that? So, sometime after Lisa doesn't want to talk about it anymore, suddenly, because they leave, Lisa and the mom leave, a man and a woman enter Lisa's living room. No one is home, so they have sex with chocolate. So Lisa's place is just a fuck palace. Anyone can come by, drop a load,
I
leave.
was convinced I was watching the wrong film at that point. I thought it was a porn.
Right?
I'm like, this is definitely a porn
This
now.
has
I
to
don't
be
know what's happening.
A parody. No, it is no wonder why Denny is constantly checking. What's going on today? Hey, anybody here? No? Oh, okay, see you later, guys. Oh, wait, he comes over, says hi, and
Anyone
then looks
fucking?
around and leaves, because there's no fucking.
Anyone fucking? No.
All right, we'll see.
Not this time.
So they have sex with chocolate, and then later on, Mom and Lisa come home, and they see them getting dressed, like, excuse us, we were just leaving.
Doing homework.
Yeah, everyone in this film, regardless of their age, has to do homework. Everyone as like, oh, I gotta go, or they have to meet a client. No matter what their job is. Even if you don't learn about their job, they have to go meet a client.
Will we meet the psychologist? We meet banker Johnny.
Yeah. Lisa, despite never knowing what her job is, says, I have to meet a client.
Something with
Twice.
computers. Because the computer business is tough, she said. So I should have stayed out of it. That's what she says to Johnny.
But how do you know? Like, maybe she's in a totally, like, I'm in the restaurant business because the computer business is tough.
Oh my god, man. Every day you gotta go to the hospital and try to save a life, but some of them die and they don't. It's just no matter how hard you work, you can't save everybody. And even if you do, sometimes they hate you. Being a doctor is really hard, which is why I work at McDonald's. So
That's a fucking...
yeah,
People. You'll hook somebody. So somebody will be like, you know what? They got a point.
You're going to start something.
This guy's really speaking to me.
okay, you tell me what my point was. Oh man. So Denny comes over and he wants to borrow 3 different food items that by themselves make a meal. Like, he wants to borrow a whole meal.
It's literally like rice and beans and chicken, right?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like, I need to borrow flour. Also sugar and butter
And milk
and milk. Like, he's like, I want to make cookies, but I don't have anything.
And the mother was like, "Don't you have a kitchen?" Like,
To which my response was, yes, that's why I need to fill it with food. I would not, me and that mom would have physically fought. I would have been so condescending to her.
I feel like Denny had the same scene every time. Hey, I'm here for this. Well, it's not here. Okay, well, I should get going then. And that's it. He leaves. He had it like 6 times during the movie.
Aw, shucks, Johnny. I guess I'll see you next time.
So, the mom asks Lisa, what does Denny do? And this is when she's like, oh, Johnny wanted to adopt him. So, he's paying for his apartment until he graduates college. No mention!
Wait, is he in college, or does he want to adopt a college kid?
They never mention if he did or did not. But just that he wanted to, so he paid for his college and apartment.
He does live on his own, so I don't know how old he is.
I can tell you that I presume besides Tommy Wiseau, who was born like 1955, Denny is the oldest person on the cast.
What?
That's what, or one of.
What?
Which he clearly plays the youngest, yeah.
Yeah.
I presume it's probably like Tommy Wiseau, the mom,
And then the dog.
and then the dog. Oh, the dog, yeah.
He looks old. He's
Yeah.
great.
He was old, yeah. That's why he just sat there. He couldn't do anything else. That was him struggling to survive.
Slowly turning into taxi.
You didn't hear that noise in the background?
Oh my god, where can I get such a cute sounding doggy? So mom suddenly just goes, please don't hurt Johnny. Just tell him how you don't love him. And then suddenly the guy from earlier, Mike and Michelle, Mike comes back and goes, I forgot my underwear.
Yeah.
Even though he was pulling up his pants before they came in. It wasn't like they came in and he was like, oh, I gotta get dressed real quick.
I mean, you could put on pants without underwear.
Yeah, until you touch the zipper and go, whoa! No, thank you. So we go to the roof, where an angry Chris R. confronts Denny.
Chris R. What?
That's his name, Chris R. That's the full character's name.
I feel like it's elementary school.
Oh, I know! When I heard his name was Chris R., I was like, if there's no Chris in this film, I'm gonna be so upset.
Hey, it's Chris A. Yeah, that would make sense.
No, okay, everything's fine now. But where's Chris Bean? Get it, Crispy? Yeah, oh, okay. So Denny doesn't have the money, so Chris R. threatens him with a gun right to his head.
Yeah, it's, you don't have my money, I just shoot you in the skull.
Yeah. Luckily for Denny, every person in the movie decided to go to the roof right now.
First, let's talk about what Danny didn't have the money. What was he saying? I'll have it for you in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What was the...
It's on its way.
Was it downstairs? Like, maybe it was actually just downstairs.
I don't...
Well, before that, he was asking if Johnny was home, right? I think he was going to try to ask him for the money. So he's like, it's on its way. He still had to ask him for it.
That's what I think.
He was really fucking cool for like, oh, my drug dealer just texted me. He said if I don't have my money, if I don't have his money, he's going to kill me. Oh, I guess I'll see if Johnny can loan me that money now. Like, the most calm.
But no rush.
Yeah. If you can.
If you got the time, yeah. What are you doing? Looking out your window? I'll talk later. So yeah, Mark and Johnny wrestle Chris R to the ground, take his gun away from him, and take him to the police at gunpoint. Mark and Johnny both take him to the police at gunpoint.
We'll take it to the police. Everything's fine now.
Yeah. Rich is great.
Officer, this guy here.
He tried to shoot us with this gun.
Take him.
So, yeah, they go to the police, which again is great because
they're
Lisa
downstairs.
and Mom grilled Denny about the money and drugs for about a minute, and then Johnny comes back. Where is the police station?
Downstairs.
Across the street,
Yeah,
right?
downstairs. It's on the first floor.
How many floors is there in this apartment?
And somehow he left with the gun.
What do you mean?
With the guy's gun.
Yeah.
He brought him to the police station with the gun. And so here you go. Bye-bye.
And he still he came back with the gun?
That was the same gun.
Yeah, I didn't even know he
Yeah,
had a
that's the
gun.
same gun.
I didn't even know he
That's
had a
the
gun in his
same-
hand. So he took him to the police when this guy tried to kill us with this gun, and the police went, okay, bye. And he just walked out with a gun. What?
Well, that's how it works. You turn a guy in, and they go, well, here's your reward. You get to keep this gun.
You know, that actually makes total sense, because at one point in this movie, Tommy Wiseau tried to write a scene between, I think it was Lisa and Michelle. Mm-hmm. No, it was Lisa and the mom. And at one point in the scene, Lisa picks up the phone and starts talking to Michelle, and the scene ends with the mom, with Lisa walking the mom out the door, completely forgetting that there was a phone conversation going on. Like, they just stop that. They don't hang up. It's just, anyway. So, Mom, like...
Oh, my God.
Where'd you get the money? Where'd you get the drugs? Why'd you have the money? Why'd you have the drugs? Why'd you...
Oh, my God.
It doesn't matter.
Not only does it not matter, it does not make sense.
Yeah.
My man is like borrowing from one casino to pay off another. Because he owes the drug dealer money. Why? Because he bought drugs. Oh, okay, that makes sense. What were the drugs for? Well, I needed them to sell to pay off some things. What?
So, either you didn't sell your drugs, or
Like, you got the money. Like, somehow you got the drug dealer to give you the drugs without giving him money, and then you fell for the same thing. like, you fucking pulled one over on the drug dealer, and you fucking fell for it. Like, now Denny's gotta go and find the guy and be like, give me the fucking money. It's my fucking guy.
It's my guy, yeah.
Look, he's right behind me.
See his gun? I got the same model, too. It's a union thing. You sold drugs to somebody? Yeah. Did you get money for it? Oh, welcome to the union, bro. Here's your gun. Oh, man. So, yeah, Denny is just like, it doesn't matter. And everyone's like, you should know better. You should know better, Denny. And that's where it ends. So they just go inside.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I should. Sorry.
Oh, well, Johnny comes back, and they're like, he's taking drugs. He's like, they're there. It's okay.
How could you? How could you? It's okay. He was angry for just a little bit.
So this might be my favorite scene. Phone call where Lisa calls Mark. She goes,
God.
I miss you. And Mark goes, I just saw you. What are you talking about?
I can't understand the relationship the entire movie.
It was the best. It was I miss you. I just saw you. What are you talking about?
Since the moment you meet both of them, she's head over heels in love, and every time he's like, who am I speaking with again? Who is this?
I mean, he literally just brought the guy to the police.
Yeah.
He has a very interesting life. It's hard for him to, like, remembers people's faces and people he sleeps with.
Who is this?
And I love it too, because that's the reaction. I love you, and who are you? Why are you talking to me? And then the conversation ends with, you don't even care about me. And Mark goes, yeah, I do.
No, I do.
I do. I swear I get, like, she, like, antagonizes him into love it. He is like...
But we have to keep it a secret. But I don't really like you, though. But I care about you.
Yeah.
But who? I don't care. Stop talking to me.
Yeah.
Like,
but Johnny's my best friend.
but Johnny.
But I like you.
All right, so I'll see you at noon. We'll fuck later.
So we go to the roof. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Mark asked Johnny, do you think women like to cheat like men do? I was like, what? Wait. Now I think Mark's a scumbag. Like, how'd that change so quickly?
Wait a minute. So, let's just break down the timeline of events. on the roof, carry off to the first floor police station.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Mark goes back to his second floor apartment.
Yep.
They fight on the roof. Lisa goes down to her third floor apartment
Sure.
while Tommy stays on the fourth floor roof. And then Mark goes up past the third floor. Like, they all live in the same building. He literally, like, gets off the phone with her and, like, walks by her room. Fucking super quiet. Let me go talk to Johnny.
Yo, it's like some fucking, like, it's the lamest Benny Hill episode ever. Like, people are just, like, really slowly walking in elevators and upstairs and, like, they're just
Someone's
missing
like-
each other.
Let's make one of those soap operas, but set 100% nobody can leave in this apartment building.
Oh, Melrose Place.
Oh, shit.
It's been done.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been done. So, Johnny is like, oh, I love you, Mark, and I love Lisa, and you should have a girl. And he's like, yeah, maybe I should.
Everything was such like an undertone of murder.
Yeah!
I didn't
So, Mark leaves, but not until after Johnny's like, oh, you have a secret? Tell me your secret. Why won't you tell me your secret? Like, to me, the concept of like, oh, you have a secret? I want to know the secret. Tell me yours. Everyone has a secret. Tell me yours. Like, it's just like, but the secret, like, later on in the film, other characters are like, why do you want to know my secret? Like everyone has their secret, like, my secret.
And Tommy Wiseau, like, that's his... Oh my god, he isn't a banker. He just...
He's a secret! Oh, no.
No, he just learns people's secrets
Yeah.
and then blackmails them. Those are his clients. I
Makes
have to
them
go
bundles.
see a client.
That's how he funded this film.
in real life.
In real life,
into the
Tommy
movie.
Wiseau has just blackmailed his way across Europe, and then was like, "Well, I'm American now." So yeah, Mark is like, "No, leave me alone. Me and my secret. Leave us alone." Then Denny shows up, and he's like, "So we're gonna go see a movie later, right? What are we gonna see?" And he's like, "I don't know. Don't make plans."
Yeah.
And then they start tossing a football.
Wait, but what does he actually say? Though? I was like, sometimes things don't go to plan, so you shouldn't make plans.
Yeah, sometimes.
He was trying to just give knowledge randomly.
If you try, you're going to... Don't try. Just give up. Stop it.
So, Danny, sometimes when you try, it's like, what's up?
Someone say, try learn English, and I
say to them,
I did this,
I know who I am.
Come on.
On the inside? So, they toss the football around
That's what guys do.
Yep.
roughly 2 feet away from each other.
Wow.
They really could just hand it to each other.
We're inside, so let's cut the horseplay down a bit.
No, they're on a roof.
Oh, yeah. Later on is in... No, that's...
It's always outside.
No, there's one inside.
No, that's an alleyway.
Oh, no,
yeah.
that's right.
It never makes sense. So Denny's like, I think I'm in love with Lisa, but Lisa's mean to me, but I still want to kiss her. And Johnny's like, sometimes you can love someone without having to say it. You can only feel it. And everyone should love everyone. And Denny's like, dude, that's your wife.
You sure you're not mad that I want to fuck her?
And Johnny's like, I trust you guys. I love you. You should do what you want. Oh, but what about that girlfriend you have? And Denny goes, oh, I love her and I want to marry her. Wow, thanks, Johnny.
Wow, you're right. Put two and two together.
So they go and eat. They go and eat. Not the movie that started this whole, like, well, we're going to go see a movie? No, we're going to go to dinner
We'll
now.
have some food now.
Okay, fine.
Don't make plans.
Don't
Sometimes they
make
don't.
plans.
He
He meant that literally. Like, where's the script? Then they don't make plans.
That's what he tells people when he doesn't want to do their plans. No, things can
It's
happen.
so hard
We'll
to be
see.
flexible when you make plans. So, we go to the living room. Lisa and her friend drink, and she says that Johnny hit her, and she doesn't want to marry Johnny anymore. Lisa's friend is shocked by the first part, but more shocked by the second part.
Yes. What kind of friend is this?
Everybody in the movie goes, "What? He hit you? Wait, now you're not going to marry him because of that? Are you sure you're okay, Lisa?"
You know he's rich, right?
You really need to think about this.
You know what? To be perfectly fair, that's 100% accurate. California has divorce laws where you can't, all the money goes to the woman. This is a perfect plan. She really should divorce him and marry and divorce him.
You know he's rich, right? You marry him,
Yeah.
he hits you, you divorce him.
But he's a sensitive guy. That's the whole thing. He's
Not
sensitive.
yet, though.
And she cares about him.
Him being sensitive doesn't come up until the last
is that not
25 minutes of the film. The whole time, people are like, "Why are you being mean to Johnny? This is weird." And then at the end, everyone's like, "Johnny's the most sensitive guy in the universe. You're really not doing a good thing here." So, I don't want to marry Johnny anymore. Also, I'm banging Mark. And her friend's like, "If you don't love Johnny, why are you with him?" And she's like, "Because I don't want to hurt him." But also, on I guess what she thinks is an unrelated note, I don't have feelings for him anymore.
So she's stuck.
Well, luckily, your secret's safe with me, which is international girl code for I'm only going to tell my one best friend, but I'm not her best friend, and she's going to tell her best friend. And that friend doesn't have a lot of friends, so she's going to tell her mother, who worked in a very public place, working with clients all day, the gossip hairdresser. That's what's going to happen. So Johnny enters, just as she says, "Your secret's safe with me," and he's like, "What secret?" And Lisa goes, "It's girl talk."
Bitch.
Yeah! I thought it was so funny to me, too, because this whole first half of the movie, she's like, I'm going to sleep with his friend. I don't care about Johnny. And she goes, "It's girl talk." And I go, "Yo, fuck that cunt, son!" Sleeping with friends, undermining it. I'm like, whatever. Cop an attitude for 5 seconds? Yo, you have to catch these hands, girl. I was not playing that. I was like, "Yo, hang on, what's her address? I gotta go teach her a lesson right now." So, yeah, Lisa is just super fucking pissy with Johnny.
Did you just walk in on me while I was telling my deep dark secret about cheating on you?
What? Who do you think you are? Paying for my house. Oh my gosh. So, Johnny is like, "Why are you acting so weird, my future wife?" And she goes, "Maybe I'll change my mind. Women change their mind."
Wow.
So she's ready to break up with him at that point.
Not only that, but apparently she hates women, I guess. Because that was a spiteful thing to say. Yeah, even though she's not going to. It's clearly she's a sentence away from going, "I'm leaving you." But that never happened.
No, she's setting up the whole birthday party.
Yeah, she still can't wait to set up that She's still asking people, "Did you RSVP yet? Let's go."
She's setting up the birthday party because ultimately the plan was for her to jump out of the cake and be like, "I'm breaking up with you!"
Yeah. At this point, she might be that spiteful, yes. So, yeah, she's like, "Maybe I'll just change my mind like all women do."
Wow.
And Johnny just starts screaming, like, "What? Tearing me apart, Lisa!" And Lisa just goes, "Why are you acting hysterical?" And he says the only sentence in this entire movie that I go, I 100% agree with that, which he goes, "Do you understand life, Lisa? Do you?" And I go, "Yes. You need to ask everyone that question in this movie."
Understand life.
And she says, "Everything will be fine."
Yeah, then it's over. The whole argument's over. Everything will be fine.
And she goes upstairs. And Johnny's like, "I still love you.
I still love you. Everything will be
love
fine.
you.
Good
Just
night.
kidding.
Oh, man.
Kiss the girls.
This is the most pointless scene.
Oh, which one?
We
is
go
this?
to a back alley.
Yes!
And
Yes!
Johnny is met by Mike, who goes, "Oh, Johnny, I got a bit of a conundrum." "Okay, what's your conundrum?"
What's the conundrum?
And he tells us the only thing we've seen him do in this movie. The whole, she took my underwear out and we were, and then end. He explains the whole scene, and then, haha, underwears, oh wow, let's toss the football around.
Yeah.
Okay. Danny shows up, and the three toss the football around and talk about it, awkwardly. Everything is like a foot away. They toss the football. Everyone tosses the football, and to catch it, they have to lean away from the football. So, they're playing. Mark shows up, and they're like, he was telling us about underwears. And Mark goes, underwears, really? And tackles the shit out of Mark! Or Mike.
He lost it! He lost it
He
at
has
that
like
point.
a Vietnam underwear flash. The underwear. He tackles the shit out of him into garbage cans. And he has to be helped away. Mark Carrick puts his arm over his shoulder and carries him away.
Now, in reality to the scene, didn't he just hand off the football to his gut? Did he actually not tackle him, but he did something, he punched him in the gut or something?
Yeah, it's one of those that when you take a football, when you take a football, you kind of just go, boo, and throw to someone's gut, but you keep your hand on it. He did that, but also fell into it.
I thought, when I first saw it, I thought, okay, this is a stage thing. They need an excuse to get out of there.
No, 100% I thought the next scene was going to be Mark and Mike going, here's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But no.
Well, why would that happen? Because they literally, why would you be like, okay, here we are. Now we have an excuse to go.
That's the best. Be like, I gotta get out of here. Well, you should probably make up a story to get out of here. That's a good idea. Miss, I need to take this kid to the nurse. Everyone helps him up. They take Mark away, and then Johnny and Danny leave in another direction. In the living room is Mom and Lisa. Or excuse me, no. We're in the living room. Mom and Lisa enter through the front door. Mm-hmm. Lisa tells Mom everything she just told her friend, but also Johnny's listening upstairs. Then Lisa and Mom leave out the front door. They came inside to have that conversation and then left. Johnny very awkwardly and very slowly walks down the stairs, walks across the room, walks over to the answering machine, and then starts wiretapping it?
Yeah, then all of a sudden he's in the CIA. It was an intense scene all of a sudden. He was trying to break into the mainframe.
He's first off, it's literally a phone and an answering machine. And he's unplugging shit and plugging it back in and putting shit over here and moving things. I'm like, what are you doing?
And I'm like, dude, the answering machine was already plugged in.
No, my favorite part is the tape recorder answering machine. I don't know if that's his, but he has apparently a tape recorder that he carries. He likes it. Later on, at the end of the film, when Mark pulls this same tape recorder, look, I have it on set. Tommy Wiseau hit record and recorded the actors acting a scene, and that's where the audio on that tape is from.
Oh my god!
Jeez, he actually had it.
So the fact that he's that familiar with an audio cassette tape recorder makes even less sense when he takes the machine out, hits the eject button so that the cassette tape opens up, puts the cassette in, closes it, hits the eject button again. Then he closes it again, picks it up, pushes play, and hides it.
Aha.
Instead of record.
They'll never know where this soft, faint music is coming from. It's just a tape, and every half hour or so it just goes cheep, 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 cheep.
You hear something? I hear something. I don't know what it is, but
Cheep,
man,
cheep, cheep, cheep.
it's so antagonizing. I want to fight now. Actually, this was one of the scenes where he puts the tape recorder away and he hides it and he walks away and he goes,
Yeah.
Not only does he laugh, he looks back at the machine to admire his work.
Snaps his fingers and points.
Yeah.
Me and you are in this together.
Oh my gosh. So Johnny goes back upstairs. Later, Johnny and Peter are drinking in the living room. Okay,
Yep.
sure. They talk about women, mainly Lisa being unfaithful. Johnny's friend and professional psychologist doesn't want to get in between him and Lisa. He still wants to marry Lisa because love is blind. That doesn't... You can still see her. Like,
Yeah.
I think you mean love is dumb.
I'm pretty sure before that scene, the psychiatrist did tell him that he had to lay down the law in the relationship and like be the one who wears the pants. I'm like, aren't you a psychiatrist?
Yeah, and I'm giving you the professional opinion that you should hit her.
This psychiatrist is so crazy to me. What happens is Tommy Wiseau goes, "Oh, you're a psychiatrist. Can't you help me?" And he's like, "Well, I don't want to get in between you two." And then he's like, "Well, why don't you tell me about that?" And they're like, and Tony's like, "Oh, you're always playing psychologist with us."
It's like, motherfucker!
Wait, what? So yeah, during all that, Mark comes in also complaining about women, but he can't talk about his girl because they don't know that it's Lisa.
Talking about this.
Everyone's talking about the same girl. Denny, everyone, Peter probably too.
Like, what a piece of shit Mark is. To go in, sit down, and be like, "You got girl problems? Man, I got girl problems, but I can't tell you with who, if you know what I mean."
Especially because technically, Johnny completely guesses right. He goes, "I can't tell you." He goes, "Why? Is she too ugly, or you think I'll steal her from you?"
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of do think you might steal her from me. I'm still worried about residual feelings. So Peter says, "Don't hide your emotions. That's not healthy." And then Mark suddenly goes, "Hey, you going to Beta Breakers later on this year?"
What's Beta Breakers?
They never mention it, but apparently it's the thing that they all do a lot. Remember the girl? No, but the other girl. And then the third girl?
Oh, was that the whole story with the food and what they got? And,
Yeah.
Oh,
When they started randomly talking about women they have met but refuse to describe and food that they have eaten but also refuse to describe, yeah, that was whatever the event known as beta blockers is. Or excuse me, beta breakers. I have no clue. So Peter is like, "Hey, how'd you meet Lisa, Johnny?" And Johnny's like, "Oh, it's actually a very interesting story."
And it is not.
It's not. Nobody in this film knows what a story is. Johnny's like, "I was a banker and I couldn't cash a check for a not real reason." He was like, "It was an out-of-state check and you can't cash it." No, that's...
he wrote him off. Why couldn't you? Oh, it was from an out-of-state bank. So anyway, I'm like, you came to this town with stolen money that you murdered from someone. Like, there's some sort of backstory that you're not explaining to everyone.
This definitely sounds like the guy who emails you. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm like, I have all this money and I just need help bringing it into the U.S.
Yes.
The accounts.
I 100% thought the interesting part of the story was that he scammed fucking this man out of money. No, the interesting part was that she paid for dinner, and now I hate her even more.
She tipped. No, she did tip or she didn't tip?
No. Johnny couldn't pay because he didn't get tips from his job.
Oh.
Which also, they didn't mention what that job was or why he would have
Still an
gotten
office
tips.
job? I don't know.
I know, yeah, you didn't get tips from your banking job, Johnny? So Lisa comes home. Also, Denny is behind her. This little section right here is the weirdest thing Denny does. Denny's behind her. He looks out the window. Then Mark leaves. Then Peter leaves. No one closes the door behind them. Then Denny sits on the floor.
Sits Indian style.
On the floor, yeah.
Like 5 feet away from the door.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Lisa crouches down to eye level to talk to him, and he looks up at her and goes, "Why aren't you guys excited about the wedding and not ready for it? And don't seem excited at all." And she goes, "Everything's fine, Danny." He's like, "Okay, bye." And leaves.
He's never there for longer than like 2 minutes, except for that first scene.
So we go to the roof. Apparently, to get to the roof, you have to go out the front door. Because Mark and Peter are on the roof.
Well, they just went up the side. Up the fire escape.
There's only one door, but also a fire escape. Yeah, why wouldn't there be? Safety reasons, sure. Yeah, that's all. Why are you being so...
Yes.
Yes!
It's OSHA standard.
Yeah. Why are you so antagonistic about this? Yeah, on the roof, Peter finds Mark smoking that stuff.
Funky jazz cigarette.
Yeah.
I wish he would have said that. They just keep saying that stuff. That stuff's gonna mess with your head, man.
Oh, and it did in that scene.
No.
He was all over the roof.
Oh, my God. Which immediately is proof of that, because Mark goes, I don't know, man. I feel like doing something crazy, like running away or killing myself. And Peter the psychiatrist goes, you should probably stop smoking that. As far as his concern goes.
That's a pretty fucking good. Like, that'll be $50. Stop smoking that stuff. $50. Come on, man.
Then, without missing a beat, he goes, you really gotta stop smoking that stuff. You're having an affair with Lisa, aren't you? And Mark goes, what? What? And grabs him and tries to push him off the roof. And I gotta tell you guys, since the start of this film, I've been waiting. I go, please let somebody get pushed off this roof. I don't know why. I saw a roof and I went, if nobody gets pushed off, this movie sucks.
And this is it.
This is it. And the movie sucks because he comes back up. And he's like, what's wrong with you, man? He's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, all right, no problem.
Okay, that's good. Let's just
Goodbye
talk about
now.
something else.
Let's talk about something else, yeah. So they decide to talk about how upset Peter is, or excuse me, how upset Mark is. And Mark kicks the table and goes, why do you want to know my secret?
That secret again.
He says it's all Lisa. She's a manipulative bitch.
Oh.
And Peter says, take responsibility. Lisa's a psychopath. And Mark says, whatever, Peter, and leaves the roof. But he doesn't leave the roof. He pushes Peter in front of him to also leave the roof.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go. We're both
done.
leaving this scene now. We go to a cafe. Johnny, with a folder for some reason, and Mark order tea. They sit down. The waitress fails to sell them pie. Mark is upset that Johnny can't talk about his banking job, which presumably, if he did, would involve things like embezzling and insider trading.
Embezzlement, fraud, blackmail.
Like the most
Email
federal of
scams.
jails. Yeah.
He's the guy who calls up and he's like, this is the IRS. You owe us $700. You have to pay us in Target gift cards.
Can they be defunct Target gift cards? I knew I was saving them for a reason. Yeah! So, because he won't talk about his banking, they change the subject, and Johnny says, so how's your sex life?
I can't talk about that. It's confidential. So how's your sex life?
See,
And I could not believe that they didn't, like, just bounce the line back, right? Like, okay, here it comes, where Mark goes, that's confident.
yeah!
It's just like, okay, goodbye.
The problem I have with this scene is that's like the famous, I
Yeah.
can't talk about it, it's confidential, how's your sex life? People are like, oh my god, that's crazy! But it actually makes sense in the context of this film. He's a banker. He legally can't talk about that. Also, the only thing these two have talked about their whole movie has been their sex life. This is a completely normal conversation within the context of this universe.
Or at least their friendship.
Oh, yeah. Maybe not the universe. That's true, yeah. But yeah, just like, that's one of those things where I go, there's probably a lot of people who've only seen clips. They've never watched the whole film. Because that when I saw that scene, I went, but that's the only part of the film that makes sense. It's the only part of the film. So we go to... Oh, no, sorry. Before we go to... how's your sex life? I can't talk about that. And then Johnny's like, oh, I got to leave. I have a thing. And they're like, want to meet later for a jog in the park? Yeah, okay. 4 p.m. Jogger park. Whatever. We go to a bedroom. And Mark doesn't want to sleep with Lisa because Johnny's his best friend.
Wow, what a change of heart.
Dude, I after watching this movie twice, I am almost 100% positive that this sex scene was supposed to be the first sex scene.
Oh, they just edited out of
and
order.
they switched them. Yeah, I'm almost positive that's how it was supposed to be. They fucked for 4 minutes. This is the point where I realize 90% of this film was done in post. It's all voiceovers.
Oh, it's all ADR.
All of Tommy Wiseau's voice, everything was all after. Nothing really lined up. Everyone kind of seemed okay, but his was all off.
This was the scene that I noticed it because you could very clearly, crystally hear kisses. Kisses! I heard that. Mwah, mwah. I was like, that's clearly fake ADR. Like, the hell you...
Yeah.
like, just... Why?
A lot of times I felt it was closed up on his face just from him talking, and I felt like his mouth wasn't moving.
Yeah.
But he was clearly speaking. You can hear him, but
Yeah.
they were puppeting him.
Yeah. After this sex scene, I'm like, is this how like European audiences feel? Like when they watch an American movie, they're like, what's with all this like, I get it. You shoot him, he dies. Like, what's with all the violence?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm like, yeah, I get it. You fucked, he come. Well, we love each other. Why? What's all this humping?
Well, I heard that the director of the film, what was it, Sandy Sir whatever's or whatever?
Who? What?
The director of this film.
The director of this
Tommy
film is Tommy
Wiseau?
Wiseau.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, the fake director?
It wasn't. Yeah,
I
the
have that
actual
later, yeah.
director. Yeah.
He was like a cinematographer or something like that.
He
Like,
was
had-
he was a script producer or a script.
maybe something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
Tommy told him to direct everyone and do his job
Yeah.
for him. And so he basically directed every single scene in the entire movie except the sex scenes. He tried to do one sex scene with Tommy Wiseau, and he did about a minute or two, and he said, I'm not doing this. And he said, I'm going to wait for all the sex scenes till the end of the shoot.
Yes.
And that's going to be the last thing I film. And the last day of filming, he said, I'm done, quit.
Wow.
So the only scenes that Tommy Wiseau actually directed were the sex scenes and that floor shot with the doggy.
Oh,
Yeah, he did that.
which explains why it happened so lightning
Otherwise,
fast.
yeah. Otherwise, the other guy was on set doing the entire thing. for
Yeah,
him.
okay. I had that he did all the directing, but I
Yeah.
didn't have any of that. Oh, wow. All right, so we go to the park. Because remember that Mark and Johnny were going to go jogging?
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's not happening now.
Don't make plans. They never pan
Yeah,
through.
they never pan through. Don't make plans. So they go to a park and jog while throwing a football.
While continuously asking each other how the other one's doing. If you actually listen and put like subtitles on, oh, how are you? Oh, haha, nice catch. Oh, so how's life? Oh, nice one. Ha. So how are you? How are things? Haha. Oh, it's a good one.
Did the same.
Yeah, never answer each other. Just keep asking. Oh, how's it
Yeah.
going? How you been? Ha ha ha. Throwing the ball.
To be fair, like, I mean, I'm kind of a dick, but when guys at the gym are like, hey, man, how's it going? I'm just like, yeah, how's it going? Okay. Like,
Yeah, but they're best friends. They're not dicks at the gym.
okay.
You know how at the end of the scene, Tommy tackles Mark?
Yeah.
Well, in this scene, Tommy Wiseau is like, no French, only English. And right at the end, Mark says, catch this, in French. Mm-hmm. And Tommy goes, no French, damn it! And tackles him for real.
What the fuck?
That's according to IMDb.
That's his directing style.
Yeah. That's the way it
Tackles
is.
them.
So, suddenly we...
No French!
No French! Ah!
Remember that other guy was speaking French in the football scene? The other guy just tackled him.
So, Mark shows up in Lisa's living room, and they have sex.
Oh my god.
That's what I have written here. Someone,
This is the fifth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
someone knocks on the door, and Lisa's like, "Hurry up, we gotta get dressed." So Lisa puts her shirt on, and then she tells the knockers to just come in before Mark puts his shirt on.
She is the worst. She's into some
Yes.
sick shit.
She desperately wants to get caught at this
Yeah,
point.
oh yeah.
So badly does she want to get caught.
Oh, I forgot I invited you guys over at exactly this time.
And then one of Tommy's good friends who cares about him a lot is like, oh, you're so bad with him. Like, she's like condoning it. And then she's like, I don't understand you. Why do you do this?
Well, that's the part I didn't understand, because I thought Michelle was like Lisa's best friend, but apparently no.
She's like
Apparently
a middle
nobody's
friend.
Lisa's friend.
No.
But everybody loves Johnny.
Yes.
Because
But no one will
Johnny's
tell
the
him.
best.
But nobody wants to tell him. Yeah.
That's what the surprise is.
Oh.
Surprise, we like you.
So,
We've been
whatever.
putting you on the last 20 years.
So, the knocker at the door comes in, and luckily it's the best friend, Michelle. Mark leaves, and they laugh until they decide to move a coffee table.
Help me move the coffee.
Yeah, they laughed for like a good 20 seconds, and then they went, "Help me with this coffee table." Yeah,
That was probably the phone call. Can you come over and help me move a coffee table? She brought chips and soda and
yeah. So Lisa still hasn't told Johnny and feels bad, but also Lisa needs more from life than Johnny can give, and she wants it all. And if Mark can't give it to her, she'll get it from somebody else.
She's in love with
Wow,
Mark.
she's already setting him up. Like, motherfucker, if you don't perform...
Look, I've said this shit on this podcast before. I don't understand how anyone is that stupid. How do you go with a girl and go, but you know that guy you're dating and love? You should leave him for me. And then you'll never do that again. Really? No, one and done. I just gotta get it out of your system. And it's over.
And that's the end of that. Surely it'll work out from here.
I can't, imagine you and your girlfriend killed a man. And then you thought, well, we killed a guy. We gotta get out of this country. Let's go to Canada. And you went, you dumb bitch. Why do we go to Canada? I'm not going there. And she went, why are you talking to me that way? And he went, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? Kill me? Then he'd fucking die!
Yeah.
Because he just killed a person with her. How do you have that mentality? How do you not pay attention to yourself? Literally just yourself. Literally the things you do.
What happened to me? Whatever. I'm sure it's not relevant.
Well, I hung out with a murderer, then I enraged that murderer, then I lived a long, happy life. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah, what I want in the end.
Idiots. So, her friend, Lisa's friend, Michelle, cannot believe how much she sounds exactly like her mother. Also, everyone's totally fine with this.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be fine
She
with it.
said, whatever, you can learn a thing or two from me.
Yeah, like...
All of a sudden, she knows what she's doing now.
Oh, yeah. Now,
She
yeah.
It's been a plan since day one.
She jumps between conflicted and in love and manipulative and enraged and just... Oh, my God. Like, she clearly has, I'd say bipolar disorder, but now tripolar disorder, quadpolar disorder. She is, who's the man with two brains? Steve Martin?
Steve Martin.
She's got Steve Martin in her head and the guy with two brains and also the lady that he marries at the end of that film. They're all in her brain.
Throwing a football around.
Yeah. Mark and Johnny go jogging at a park. That's where we jump to. They make plans for later, but I can't hear them. Like, no matter how many times I rewind, I just couldn't make out what they were going to do, except for, okay, cool, see you then.
They'll see at my
I
surprise
can't
party.
remember. I had subtitles on mine.
Yeah, to be honest, I think
Oh.
that's what happened. I think
can't remember.
he was like, so you going to your party later? Yeah, okay, see you then. I don't know why that happened. We go to the living room. Lisa's talking to her mother about how she still doesn't love Johnny anymore. Her mother says marriage has nothing to do with love.
Okay.
I never loved any of my husbands, including your father.
How many of you had?
I'm going to guess at least 4.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Lisa says she has Johnny... Actually, hang on. Let me back up a second first. Because Mom says marriage has never been about love. I never loved any of my husbands, even your father. And Lisa has a look of both horror, shock, and disgust on her face.
That's when she
Then-
snaps. That's when she snaps.
Then she goes, I have Johnny wrapped around my finger. Like, snap, boom, bam, manipulative. What? Tripolar.
And Mom's with it. Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah, but also,
There's my
despite
girl.
despite the fact that she is technically doing the thing her mother said, her mother goes, you should listen to me, though. And Lisa goes, I don't want to talk about it. Like, are you kidding me? Johnny walks around, I don't know, either LA or San Francisco. I don't know which one it is. But he just walks around shots.
Walks around California.
I'm surprised they didn't get sued by the Disney store because it was in the background in one scene.
Oh, I didn't see
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I just saw the donut store.
I noticed it. Oh, maybe it said donut store, not Disney
Oh,
store.
I want a donut so bad ever since I saw that. Anyway.
In the living room, Johnny enters to a party singing him happy birthday. Oh, I can't believe this.
Oh, this is great. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks.
Oh,
Haha.
happy birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday. Oh, hello.
Oh, this is great. No, really, I really appreciate this, but I wouldn't have asked for
There's
more.
20 minutes left in the film, and I go, how the fuck are they going to flesh this story out? First off, there hasn't been a story.
Where's the story and how's it gonna end?
Yeah. So I wonder how are they going to flesh this story out? What's going to happen? I can't make out the conversation, but Johnny says, later. And Denny says, later? And Johnny goes, later. So we go to later in the film. Like, we get a long panning shot of the city skyline, and then...
It's later.
Go back to the same party, same room we just left. Some people still standing in the same place. Mark and Lisa lock eyes from across the room, and Johnny notices. Michelle and Mike feed each other cake because they're like the food fuck couple.
Yeah, what is that?
Dude,
I don't...
That subplot and those characters were not necessary at all. Then Lisa suggests, hey, we should all go outside to get some air. And everyone's like, yeah, okay, cool. But as everyone leaves, she stops Mark, and they go to bang, and they kiss. But then some random fucking character I've never seen before enters.
Yeah. This is the first time.
Yeah, you know why? Because that whole scene before with Psychologist Peter, when he was just like, you gotta do this one thing, and then do that other thing, and then, like, you're being contradicting, you're really weird. Did you notice in the scene how he kinda wasn't paying attention whenever he wasn't speaking, and, like, messing with stuff on the mantle? And did you notice that? No?
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe,
I kind of
right,
did. I remember him standing up
he
by
had
the
his
fireplace
back
and shit.
to the screen.
Yeah.
That's because he got a concussion on set, and Tommy Wiseau said, you can't leave, you have to finish the scene. And then he quit, and this character's the one who replaced him.
Oh.
So,
But they made him a new character, I read.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said, this is his best friend who just came in from out of town. That's what he told the director. Because first of all, the director who was doing this whole thing, he was never handed a script. He said after each scene, Tommy Wiseau would hand him handwritten scripts on pieces of paper without page numbers that he written and give it to him. Wow. And be like, this is this scene. So whatever would happen in that scene, he doesn't know why it's happening for the movie. So he's just like, whatever, I'm just going to do it.
This motherfucker wrote the script on the fly.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Wow. I mean, 100%. That explains the film, 100%. 100%. So, the man, whose name is Steven, I don't know why.
He walks in on her.
He walks in on them kissing. They stop, and he's like, why are you doing this? You shouldn't do this, blah, this is wrong, blah, blah. Mark goes, keep your comments in your pocket.
Keep your bad. Yeah, what was that?
Keep your comments in your... Oh, no, stick your comments in your pocket. And he runs away. Apparently, in order to get motivation for the scene, somebody told him to envision what he would say. No, he was supposed to envision saying the phrase, why are you doing this to me, to Tommy Wiseau. So he envisioned himself saying that phrase, but instead he said, keep your comments in your pocket. And that's why he was so angry. That's all his Tommy Wiseau rage in that line.
All the fuck you for doing this to me.
So, and also, Lisa doesn't care how much she'll hurt Johnny, who is Johnny's very sensitive.
Yeah, but she...
I'm so sensitive!
This is why I pointed out, because this is the first time anyone mentions that. Johnny's very sensitive.
Yeah, that's the female friend brings that up.
No, Steve does it first.
Oh, he does it.
He does it first.
Okay.
Then we go to the roof. And Johnny goes, I have an announcement, we're pregnant! Yay! Lisa's not next to him. She's on the other side of the roof, doesn't give a shit. Doesn't even wave, like, yeah, like, she's like,
yep,
yeah, great. Lisa's friend comes over with that Steve guy, and they're trying to talk, like, why are you having a baby with him? And she goes, oh no, I just thought that would make it more interesting. There's no baby. And that's it. Like, she is full-blown sociopath. There's no coming back from it. She's reached it.
More interesting.
Are you sure that's like a line for her and not just something Tommy, like, wait, aren't we making her pregnant? Oh no, that's just something I thought would make the script more interesting.
Every single line in this film could be taken, unedited, and placed into a horror film, and it would make sense.
I want to take this whole thing and put, like, CSI's, like, their soundtrack to it.
Right, like...
Just put, like, dark, ominous tones to it, because everything, I feel like, is, like, they're gonna kill each other.
Yeah.
Dark? Yeah.
Yeah, Mark is... Yeah, especially, yeah. So Lisa is like, look, don't worry about me. And her friends go, we're not worried about you. We're worried about Johnny. Yeah. And I love it because she's like, don't worry about me, guys. And they go, we're not worried about you. And she goes, what? Yeah. Like, this whole thing was for attention. What are you talking about?
Remember the baby?
So they're like, you have to stop this. And Lisa goes, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, she keeps bringing it up, but she doesn't want to talk about it.
And tells everyone, hey, let's go inside for cake. So everyone goes inside for cake.
Oh, it's a good idea. Let's go inside.
And I go, oh shit, she poisoned the cake. Because that would make this more interesting at this point. Mark.
But I'm pretty sure at that point, somewhere outside, someone said to her that you shouldn't be with Mark because Mark doesn't really like you. Because that's what's really going to set her off in the next scene.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Someone brings that up.
Yeah, Steve was like,
he doesn't even like you.
No, I think maybe it might have been Michelle who said that.
Yeah, one of those two jabroni said it.
There's only two of them. It's got to be one of them.
And then they go inside and bring up this whole fucking fiasco.
And that's what she wishes she poisoned the cake.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, Mark confronts Lisa about the baby. And she's like, don't worry about it. He's like, let me know. So she hits him in the face.
Is this baby mine? It's not important right now. Yes, it is. No, it's not. What the fuck?
Johnny comes over and wrestles Mark because he comes over. He's like, what's going on? And he's like, maybe you should keep your girl happy, and she wouldn't fuck me.
Whoa!
And so they start wrestling.
And then it's fine.
Yeah, it's immediately broken up, and Tommy or Johnny goes, that's okay, everybody. Fight's over, everyone. I'm sorry,
Shake
Mark.
hands.
I'm sorry, Mark.
Shake hands. Good
Shake
fights.
hands.
Good
Like, the
fights.
way he did that, I really expected to go, fuck you, Mark!
I like, you grab him,
Yeah.
and then it's like stab.
Yeah, right?
Like, oh, caught him in the
Grab him
ribs.
by a hand, pull him in for the roaring elbow. Where are we?
So they did their fight, and then don't they just do it again now?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and then they
kinda talk
fight,
shit.
It breaks up. They fight again, and then it breaks up. They apologize, and Johnny immediately leaves the room.
Goodbye.
Actually, he goes, Lisa,
I feel
can you
like-
clean up, and leaves.
I feel like they did two fight scenes. They didn't know which one to make like the
Yeah.
big reveal, and then in the editing room, whoops, both made it in.
Oops.
Oh, wait, this is just two cuts of the same fight.
So Lisa and Mark we go till sometime later after Johnny leaves. Lisa and Mark are now openly kissing and caressing each other.
Yeah, they're dancing in front
the
of everyone.
living room. See, that was the thing. I literally had no clue they were dancing. I thought they were just making out.
Because he yelled in front of everyone, then your girl wouldn't have to come to me.
Yeah.
So they've been fucking. Everyone
Yep.
in the party knows.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure Lisa individually went around and told everybody at the party
Yeah,
anyway.
Well, yeah, Johnny was the last one to find out.
Although, no, because he knew before, like, even Mark, I think, knew.
But then when he sees them dancing, then he's like, all right, what's going on?
Yeah.
And he rushes over. Something's up.
Wait a minute.
I kind of had a suspicion when you said the thing before about her going to you.
So, yeah, Johnny comes over, confronts them. Lisa says, Johnny, you're ruining the party.
You're ruining your birthday party,
You're,
Johnny.
yeah. Johnny threatens to kill Mark, and we get the third in this film chicken impersonation. Chip, 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 chip.
What
Oh
does
my God.
Tommy Wiseau think a chicken is?
He's clearly part of the Bluth family. Like, without any doubt. A coodaloo. Chee-chaw, chee-chaw.
I love it.
I hope in the 5th season we finally get whatever George Michael's chicken dance is.
Oh.
Because remember he was going to do it?
Because we got,
well, I have to, and then it stops. So, yeah, third impersonation, of course, chicken noise. The most antagonizing thing in the world. They fight again. Johnny goes, I've been betrayed by everyone. I'm fed up with this world. Then goes upstairs.
everyone's against me.
Yeah, everyone's against me. I don't have a friend in the world. Upstairs, Lisa tells Mom that Johnny's locked in the bathroom, and Lisa's like, I think I should be alone with Johnny, and the mother leaves. And I go, how is any human being leaving these two alone right now? How? This cements that Johnny has no friends.
Oh.
Because if he had one friend, he'd be like, Johnny, I really don't think it's okay to leave you alone with her. Like, it's not good. So...
It's gonna end with a murder-suicide.
What? Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, yeah. So, like, how could you not think it would be at that point? So, Lisa's mother leaves, and the second her head gets out of view, Lisa goes, and gets into angry mode. And she goes over and tries to open the door, but it won't open. So she goes, Johnny, you can come out now. And he goes, in a few minutes, bitch.
I legitimately lost it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that the entire crew during filming, once he said this line, laughed so hard that Tommy had to come out of the bathroom and go, what are you guys laughing at? He didn't realize how terrible it was. So Lisa gets angry and calls Mark, and she says, I love you, like 4 times. Mark says, he basically says, ditch this zero, get with the hero.
Yeah.
Also, I want your body.
This is like 10 feet away from the door, and he has his ear on the door listening.
Yeah.
This is... Somehow I think this is the most bizarre scene of the film.
Because then she hangs up and he comes out and goes, who are you talking to? What were you just saying?
Because he's literally like, I'm listening in, and she's like, here I am, pressed against the door talking. It's like, she doesn't know I'm listening.
I'm really shocked Tommy was and like, but I need a glass. I need a glass so I can...
That's how they do it.
Were you just on the phone?
So, Johnny's like, we'll see who you were talking to. He goes and gets the wiretap that he set up like a week ago. I forgot that was a plot point at this. Like,
and it has that conversation recorded.
That's the only thing recorded. Yeah, queued right up.
Yeah.
He hears...
You just skip the tracks.
Yes. And then... He hears what we heard. Also some things that we didn't hear, despite hearing the whole conversation.
Didn't he go down into that tape recorder, take the tape out, and come up with the tape, and had another tape recorder, and put it to that tape recorder and play it?
I told you, he loves tape recorders.
Or at least putting the tape in the tape recorders.
He literally exited the scene, went to his director chair, ejected that tape that he was recording with. So, yeah, he hears everything that they've said, and Lisa is like, what are you talking about? I put up with you for all these years. And I was like, ugh. Johnny's like, I don't have a friend in the world. And Lisa goes, I'm leaving you, Johnny. And leaves. Walks out the door. This is the best scene in the whole film.
Yep.
Where Johnny has a painful memory flashback. Where he sits in a chair, closes his eyes, and grimaces. And it's intercut with memories of her. And every time it cuts back, he goes, ah!
The pain!
Ah! Ah! Every time, every memory.
It was eerily reminiscent of the Clockwork Orange scene.
Yeah. So he begins knocking things over, knocking stuff off the wall.
I love when he just he starts pulling the drawers out
And one by one pulls it
and then he just tips it over once. And then he goes to the bed and okay, this shit,
this pillow. Toss the TV, right?
The raw
Superman
strength.
with the Superman.
Yeah, the
tube
fucking
TV.
tube TV. Yeah,
And the best part is, he throws it out, and then it lands in, honestly, what is probably, the most artistic shot of the film.
the back alley that they played football in.
Yeah, it lands, and I'm like, that's not how the TV would have landed.
Also, where's the glass from that window? Didn't show up, yeah. So, like you said, he throws everything out. Oh, excuse me. He throws the TV out the window while screaming, "You bitch!" He runs upstairs, takes everything off the bed, knocks everything over. He breaks all the mirrors. He lays down in a mess. And I'm almost positive he dry jerks off with the dress.
Yes, he does.
And then rips it in half. I presume out of disgust.
What have I done?
Now there's 2 of them! Yeah! Breaks the dress, falls down in a pile of all the dress from the beginning, by the way. The red dress is the first thing. Which, when he ripped the dress, I was like, is that supposed to be the artistic message? I should have never bought the dress. The dress changed. The dress never came up before or that. Start, end, only mentions the dress. Yeah. The dress didn't have shit to do with this film. So he rips the dress, he pulls a gun out, asks God for forgiveness, and shoots himself in the mouth. Sometime later, both Lisa and Mark decide,
Let's go see what Johnny's
he probably left, let's go fuck. So they find him in a pool of his own blood. Lisa's like, is he dead? Is he dead? And Mark goes, yes, he's dead. Yes, he's dead!
And then he yells at her, right?
Yeah. Then she's like, oh, it's okay. Like, at least I have you. Like, I still have you. Now we can be together.
Never.
And he's like, you fucking dumb bitch. Get out of here. You fucking ruined my life. You murdered us. Get out of our lives. And she starts crying. And then Denny walks in. He's like, hey, guys, what's going on? Oh, my God, no! Loses his shit. Jumps
Johnny's dead!
Johnny's dead, yo! Denny, yeah, he's like, just get out of here, leave us alone! Leave us alone! The Denny and the dead body, Johnny, leave us alone! And Mark's like, just go, just leave him alone, Lisa. You leave me alone. Like, Mark somehow tells Lisa to leave Denny alone.
Yeah, they have to be alone.
But also leave me alone, but also leave with me.
We're leaving
together
to leave him alone so that once we're outside, you can leave me alone.
I need a fucking Venn diagram to follow this fucking scene. So, everyone's like, oh, let's go. Mark leaves. Lisa starts to leave. She stops. She turns around. Goes back to Denny. Mark stops, turns around, goes back to Denny. They all hug. And they all just, to a dead body hug.
Family.
To the sound of police and fire trucks in the background. And fire trucks!
Which is my favorite part because I had subtitles on. And if you listen, the fire trucks are now showing up and the police trucks.
Yeah.
And you can just hear everyone, what was that? Was that a gunshot? I think I smell smoke. we should call the police. And I'm like, you can hear the police are here. You're just hearing the gunshot?
The best part is, they specifically state that there was no smoke coming
They
from the
could
gun.
smell the smoke.
No,
They smelled
there was
it. People downstairs smelled it.
So yeah, that's...
And then the movie ends.
Yes.
And then cue the sex scene music.
Yes!
Yes! A rose, a rose, a rose, or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh my god.
You are my rose, you are my rose. That's what it is.
That was it.
When that shit popped up the first time in the sex scene, I was like, ah!
Yes. Every R&B song is the greatest R&B song in this film.
All by the same person, all written and performed by the same people.
Yes.
For this film, I think.
I believe so. Which again explains where all that money went.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know how you're gonna do this, but could you make a sequel to this film?
Yes.
Skylar's got one.
Yes.
Let's do it, buddy.
Obviously, this movie is about this room, and terrible fucking shit happens in this room. Mm-hmm. Or at least above the room, below the room, right outside the alleyway of this room. It's all revolved around the room. I believe, years later, how we should pick it off is years later, they're raising the kid. The gang comes back. Or whoever, the drug gang. They need their money.
Okay.
Chris R. is in jail. They need the money that he was due. So in order to get the money, Denny has to resurrect Tommy Wiseau in the room, and he'll come back, and they'll try to start a business together to get the money back. It will not go together. He'll try to fall back in love with the girl. It won't work. He'll get upset. He'll kill himself as a ghost. That'll be the end of the movie. I tried to follow the pattern of it not really having anything to do with anything, where it doesn't really follow through.
That's I love it.
But I really wanted, the whole vision I had was him being resurrected. And oh, what's going on? I've been resurrected. Oh, hi, Danny. I just really want all that to happen.
My favorite thing about your sequel is, that's also what happens in my sequel.
Yes!
He comes back from the dead.
He has to.
Well,
what I have is, how long is yours? Is it a sentence long?
it's pretty short.
Do yours first, because mine's very long.
Okay. So, mine is basically Tommy Wiseau is dead. He didn't have time to amend his will, so it's all left to Lisa.
Okay.
So she gets all the money, blah, 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 buys the apartment building thing that they're in, and she becomes, scumbag slumlord.
Okay.
a mystical voodoo woman moves in, and, like, after getting, mistreated by the shitbag Lisa, she performs some kind of spell that brings back the ghost
I love it.
of Johnny.
That's the only way to fucking do this,
And then it starts with Johnny trying to win Lisa back, and then ultimately just possessing Mark and getting revenge on Lisa.
Okay. Well, before I tell you what my sequel is, I want you to know that during the Chris R, the whole Chris R character,
Isn't he an Olympian?
in real life? Or-
Yeah.
What?
No.
I thought the actor was an Olympian.
No, he's a motivational speaker and a serial entrepreneur, which means he owns more than one business.
Oh.
Maybe he was also an Olympian.
I thought, like, he invented his own cereal. Like, an entrepreneur.
Other cereal.
Yeah.
S with an S.
Oh, like a serial killer.
Yes, because serial killer means many kills. Serial entrepreneur means you kill businesses. Oh, no,
Many.
You kill
Many businesses.
So yeah, in order for me to tell you my sequel, I have to tell you that apparently Tommy Wiseau originally wanted Chris R to be killed via Johnny in his floating car on the roof. He wanted Johnny's car to fly up to the roof and he would scare Chris R to death. Why? Why would the car fly to the roof? Because Johnny's a vampire.
Oh.
Because Tommy Wiseau has an unhealthy obsession with vampires, which if you look at any picture of him, you go, oh, obviously.
Well, yeah, look at him.
Yeah. Actually, you don't have to look at any picture of him. You know how he looked on the cover?
Yeah.
That's how he looks, but more black clothing. So keeping that in mind, Mark and Lisa realized they were both just being restless 20-somethings who thought their lives were starting to slow down when really they hadn't even started, and they freaked out for no reason. So they decided maybe we should kind of, be with each other, because we've sort of alienated all of our friends at this point.
Yeah.
They start a family. Lisa's mom, the cancer she had, it gets worse, but then it turns around, she makes a recovery, she realizes her past mistakes, she turns into a nice person. Oh my god, that's good. Denny, he's kind of pushed out of the lives because everybody's reminded too much of Johnny at that point, so it's like...
Finally.
It's like, look, I like you, but it's just, whenever I see you, I think of Johnny, and that kind of hurts.
Johnny's the only one that wanted you around.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So, like, after we establish all of that, like, the first 15 minutes of the film, Johnny rises from the grave! Johnny has been sent to hell during this time, and he's made powerful friends. So, Vampire King Johnny and his army of undead rise to take over the LA nightlife. Johnny immediately gains control of a strip club, kills Chris R, and take over the gang that he now runs. Denny hears about this, immediately finds Johnny, demands he turns him into a vampire so they can be together as father and son. Or as lovers, because I'm still not sure of their relationship.
Could be.
Lisa hears about this. She also tries to get Johnny to turn her to a vampire because she forgot that they aren't in love anymore, and she just presumes they are in love anymore. Johnny rejects her, but Denny decides to turn her into a blood cow. Wow.
Okay.
Mark, completely fed up with everything that's happening, vampires coming back, he turns
hunter?
to God
Oh.
for answers. But luckily for him, that church houses the oldest vampire hunting group in LA.
Oh, goodness.
So, Mark shoots Johnny with garlic-filled silver bullets carved with crosses out of a window into sunlight. But it turns out Johnny's also a cyborg! And Johnny's army kills Lisa's mom and most of the vampire hunter and burns down most of the churches in LA. And Johnny and Denny slowly take over America as Mark flees to Europe to become a freelance photographer at the end.
I like it.
Yeah, right? It's a great film. I know. I'm great. So, next, let's do Naked in Math Class. I literally just found numbers on the IMDb page. I was really lazy, so hopefully these are all correct and interesting. How many people do you think worked on this film? Cast, crew, editing.
Yeah, $6 million. I don't know, a couple hundred, 200, 300?
22 people.
22 people?
22 people.
400 people worked on this film.
400 people.
They had an entire cast that they fired and recast. They had an entire crew that they fired. I don't know if they fired him. They had a director of cinematography who left, and some cameramen went with him. They got another one in. He left. Some more cameramen went with him, and one of the cameramen that stayed went, "Can I be the director of photography?" And they went, "Yeah, sure." And that's how he got that job.
Can I operate the camera?
No, if you say camera like that, you're an actor. Johnny's my best friend. How long into the movie before Johnny and Mark talk to each other?
Oh boy, we got the first sex scene, we got the second sex scene. I don't know, 15 minutes?
The 3 sex scenes, it's like 30 minutes in, so I'm going to say like 35, 38 minutes.
Oh my god, 38 minutes!
Yeah!
That was really good. 38 minutes before these best friends interact with each other. And this last thing may not be correct, but it's mostly just about this one tidbit of information I have that's interesting. How much was spent on advertising for this film?
Oh, that was most of it, I remember. A lot of it was fucking billboards and shit. $2 million.
$2 million.
500,000.
$2 million and one.
I don't know. I don't actually know. But what I have here, which is what I wanted to say, was that he apparently, which I don't think it's true, he had to have done more than this. The only advertising done for this film was one billboard based in downtown LA that cost $5,000 a month that he kept up for 5 years.
What the fuck?
So $300,000.
Where did Tommy Wiseau get money?
Supposedly, which is why would you make this film, is because Tommy Wiseau has a fuck ton of money, apparently.
He just has fuck you money.
Greg, from the book, he says that Tommy was already independently wealthy at the time of production, having amassed a fortune over several years, being an entrepreneur and real estate developer in and around LA and San Francisco. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But like seriously, like as a human being, why would you make this film? Because on the first day of filming, Tommy Wiseau and Greg, I can't say his last name, I'm not even going to try anymore, showed up. It's really easy too, I'm just being lazy. They showed up several hours late because Greg had to pick up Tommy, which he did on time. But again, according to the book, Tommy has a very different biological clock.
He's a night owl.
So Tommy's first act was to bark orders to the production crew, stating they were moving too slow and being unprofessional. And again, this was the first day. And as I said, a lot of the cast and crew was replaced, some jobs being filled multiple times over the 6 months of filming.
Jeez.
Wow.
As you said, script supervisor Sandy Sklar? Yeah. Handled most of the direction. Tommy Wiseau was too busy acting to actually direct. And he said that a lot of the cast members, confirmed this, but they remain anonymous, so we don't really know who they are.
These anonymous people confirm what I just said.
Yeah, it could be any one of the 5 of them. And just that. So that guy or girl, I don't know. Sandy could unisex.
Yeah, completely serious melodrama. Even though now he claims that it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Is that? No, I wanted it to be a cult hit. Of course I knew.
Sandy Skylar says no. He's like, it was 100% serious since day one.
You can watch the film and tell that it's not. There's no way anyone has that much self-awareness to purposefully misplace props, move things, have scenery fall on cameras, mis-edit scenes out of order. Like, you cannot be that active on a project. It's a trillion. And then there'd be other people involved and shit would fall through the cracks. You can't do it.
He had like a director's assistant with him who would watch the scene in his little like hut as he was doing, or his like little like sectioned off place. He had to build him his own separate hut that was off the scene because he was laughing too hard as they were filming, as he was watching it, that he couldn't concentrate because it was ruining the whole soundtrack of the scene. All you hear is him laughing off the side. And every time, even like half the crew would laugh, and every time Tommy Wiseau would be like, "Well, I don't get it.
Why is everyone laughing?"
He's clueless, yeah. Also, one more piece of bad news. According to Tommy Wiseau, Lisa's mother makes a full recovery from her breast cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, that bitch lives.
Oh, yeah, what about that?
Yeah, she lives, yeah. It's just something mentioned like at a Q&A one day
Well,
afterwards.
it's just, the expanded universe stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I have breast cancer. Oh, I'm gonna die one day. You're not gonna die, Mom. Well, I got test results. I have breast cancer. Well, you're not gonna die, Mom.
You'll be alright.
All right, let's drop it forever.
So anyway, I don't like Johnny anymore. I don't want to talk about it, though.
I don't want to talk about this film anymore.
I know.
Yeah. All right, so join us for our next film along with Joe Morton, Johnny Depp, and Charlize Theron for the 1999 drama sci-fi thriller The Astronaut's Wife.
Oh, shit, we are doing it.
Yeah, why not? It is the continuing theme of randomly betrayed lovers month. Because that's what happens in the other film, too. All of a sudden, the wife is just like, wait a minute, you're not my husband! And a bunch of shit happens, like... So, yeah, that's
Drama, sci-fi, thriller.
Yeah. I guarantee you, one of those three genres are definitely lying.
It's actually a comedy, because what happens is Johnny Depp comes up, like, an astronaut goes up, but the cosmonaut comes down.
They gotta go up into space, find out where they're keeping all these... Oh, there's a Russian satellite prison in space! Also...
Too dark. It's
a
supposed to be a
cloning
comedy.
facility... Oh, no, we'll just put Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase in it.
Okay. That'll work.
Hey, let's make a film about the Cold War and nuclear missiles. Isn't that a little too dark? Nah, just put Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd in it. It'll be hilarious. We'll call it Spies Like Us. It'll be fine.
It was fine.
People died in that film. Nobody died.
People died for that film.
Me, right now. Ah, no. So...
Well, to be fair, in that movie...
Oh, no.
They like, hey, let's go help the Mujahideen. You know, what would later become Al-Qaeda.
Oh,
So, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, because back then...
No, nobody go any farther than the 90s. Just, like, if the 90s were bad too, but just don't. It's as bad as the 90s were, it gets much, much worse.
Yeah.
So, thanks for joining us. Please go to www.ymt.com for all things Why Would You Make This. You can find episodes for download or for listen. That's not how you say that.
For your enjoyment.
Yeah, you should do this. You can also find us on iTunes or Google Play. We also have a YouTube where you can find clips from these shows, so you don't have to spend all day searching for that one wacky thing that we said that you're pretty sure will actually convict us.
We already clipped it out.
Yeah, it's already there for the evidence. Right there for the plaintiff. That's me, isn't it? No, I'm the defendant. They're the plaintiff.
Well, it depends, because then if you win, you can countersue, and then you're the plaintiff, and they're the defendant.
Third base. That's how I end all jokes now. So, VictorProWrestling.com. Used like October, right? Something?
October 28th is the next one, yeah. What? A guy can't take a vacation? So, you know...
Is that the tag of the show?
That's gotta be the call the booker and tell him that's what it is.
Victory Pro Wrestling Live returns to Center Reach, Long Island, New York, October 28th for the devastating show of What? Can a guy take a vacation? You will see such great action as, I don't know. We'll see when we get there.
I'm on a vacation.
Oh, wait, I know there's a costume contest with a cash prize.
For fans, or?
Yeah.
For only the wrestlers.
Yeah. For fans. Well, it's like $50 or $100 to the first place.
Ooh,
That's nice.
that's American. Just in case. Just some international.
100 Zimbabwe dollars.
I really, really hope that contest that ends with any heel walking out covered in Halloween decorations and go, it's a Halloween costume contest. I'm dressed like Halloween. I win by technicality. Boo. And then the booker comes out and goes, lumberjack match.
Lumberjack match.
And they go, it's worth it. Woo! They're just all going to be upset now, and that doesn't happen upside.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Why Would You Make This? Or WWYMT on Facebook, on Twitter, on Tumblr. I am Time Commander. Delta is...
At DJ Delta.
Do you have a social media account that you want to tell people about?
No, I do not.
There you go. Do not contact
You
Skylar.
can contact Skylar at the No, I do not.
There's a dot in there somewhere. You figure it out, though. Intro music is Falling After Love by Kill Paris. I don't have a song to take us out because I couldn't find lyrics to any of the songs from this film or think of a song that...
Yeah, nothing had lyrics. It was just the smooth jazz and sweet
You are
loving.
my rose, you are my rose.
That was it. That was the song that takes us
Yeah,
out.
all right, well...
I'll loop that like 4 times. So, thanks for joining us. Join us next time. And for J Delta and Skylar, I am Jimmy Time. Please remember, without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts.
You are my rose, you are my rose. That's what it is.
That was it.
You are my rose, you are my rose, you are my rose, you are my rose. You are my rose, you are my rose, you are my rose, you are my rose. A rose, a rose, a rose, or whatever the fuck it was.
The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.